everybody, it's Renee from Tailspinfarm, and I am just popping on. I don't really have any plans for a specific video, other than I thought while I was chatting and doing some spinning today, I would groom one of our English Angora rabbits and just sort of go through the process and show you the time and energy and how much is put into handmade items. This is one of two of my white rabbits. This is Beatrix. She is a red-eyed white, and she has the tipped ears and the little gray nose. Her daughter Marshmallow is my other one. Beatrix has had, I don't know, quite a few litters over the years. She is going to be 5 this year, or 6. So I don't breed her anymore. She just gives me her beautiful fiber and so that I can spin it or sell it. And that's kind of what I thought this chat would be about today. I've done these videos before where I've showed you my tools and I've showed you grooming, but I thought I'd kind of go through the process of what it takes to groom a rabbit, spin the yarn, and how much time is put into it. I've been thinking about that a lot this year, especially with everything going on and how important it is for people to think about the money that they are paying for things. And I've often been questioned, you know, about pricing and how do you figure that out, and so I thought I'd just show you a little piece of what getting yarn, people who raise any kind of fiber animal, whether it be a rabbit or sheep, goats, alpacas, we all have our hands in everyday life for them. And it's important to realize that when you look at an item that has been completely handmade, you know, such as I sell hats and scarves and I sell jewelry made out of my Angora rabbit. And when people sometimes look at the price tag, it kind of blows them away. But then you have to think about these products are completely handmade. You know, our hands are all over these things, whether you're a painter or a fiber artist or whatever art you do, you are putting a lot of time and energy and yourself into those products. And so I think it's important to educate people about that, especially now with what's going on in regards to, you know, the whole Walmart mentality and being consumers of cheap product. And I don't want to be a part of that. And so that is partly why I do, you know, what I do. If I wanted mill spun, or not even mill spun, but factory made yarns, I would run to Walmart and get yarn. But there's something about handmade, right from the farm yarn that it's just really important to know the difference, I think. So I'm going to groom her and then I'm going to card her fiber, and I'll show you how I do that. And then I thought I'd do a little spinning while I was chatting today. I may have to stop this and let my dog in because she's being a menace. And my guess is in a few minutes she's going to start knocking on the door because she is right there. So I may have to pause this, but we'll continue on. So hopefully you can see this is a good enough angle. I was going to do overhead, but it's hard to chat and carry on a conversation with yourself anyways, but when you're doing it that way, it makes it even more difficult. So Beatrix is about 2 weeks out from her last grooming, and so she has a nice bunch of fur here for me to get off. The 3 tools I use the most are my comb, which is just a metal comb. It has long, I think you can see that, long and short. These are my favorite combs ever, and they get harder and harder to find. You can find these kind pretty easily, but they're usually wider the teeth are wider apart, and I don't like those ones as much. So I've had this one for years and years and years. I also have dog toenail clippers that I use on the rabbits every time I groom them, and then just scissors to cut out mats. I always bring a basket or something to put the fiber in, and I usually have a lint brush because, as you can see, my t-shirt is going to get covered. I do have a towel on my lap, but yeah, so I just start out with her on my lap. She's facing one side. I have my wheels sitting here so I can transition pretty easy. And I'm just going to start up by her head and just slowly start brushing or combing her. And there really is never any reason to harm an Angora rabbit when you're grooming them. As you can see, just brushing them, the fibers are ready to come out, and I'm going to be able to get quite a bit out of her today. I won't spend the entire time grooming. I want to get enough just to show you how I card, how I spin, just to get a feel of it, or to give you a feel of what I do. And usually I have a little wastebasket here that I put. Sometimes she gets mats or stuff underneath. My rabbits are all in cages right now, and so sometimes their feet do get a little bit matted. I have a big, I think it's a dog fence for outside. It's for a small dog. I have one of those that I put out in my yard, and it's quite a big area where they can go and run. Usually on days that I groom them, and then I give them time outside in the yard. I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see right now. We do have snow out there. So typically what I do then is give them, I will set it up in our garage and put some hay down for them and just give them a time to run around. Most of my cages are fairly large right now, and I am, after the first of the year, I'm gonna do some rethinking about my setup. I've got some older equipment right now that I need to start thinking about either changing or replacing, and that's something that I'm going to have to think about sooner rather than later. Right now I have 14 Angoras, both French and English. I also have one German Angora, and I'm probably going to do a video with her coming up, because German, and you can hear my dog crying for me. I'll get her here in a second. Germans are different in that they don't just molt like this for the most part, or their fiber doesn't just, you can't pluck it. They have to be cut with scissors or shears, clippers, whatever you use. And so I'll bring her in and show you the process of that, and show you the difference. I'll have to do a difference in fiber video one of these days too. It's not as, I think that, so English and French, between the two of them, English seems to mat easier, and French seems to have more of the guard hairs, but it seems like every one of my rabbits has a little bit different texture to their fibers. So, and then the Germans are typically the staple length on a German. They're bigger rabbits, and you let them get longer and then cut it. So that's different. So maybe that will be a video that I do here shortly. Let me get my dog, and I will be right back. Okay, we've got her taken care of. And so that may be a video I do, is just the difference between the different rabbits and what their fiber looks like and how it spins. As you can see, just in the little few minutes here, I've already got some fiber from her. And as you comb, it continues to kind of just, it's real simple. I'm not pulling her, I'm just gently running a comb through. It would be like brushing your own hair with a comb. And she's, you know, most Angoras, as they are handled, they sit pretty well on your lap to do this. I sometimes do this on a table if I'm outside in warmer weather. Right now we're really cold here in Michigan. Finally, it's been a long time coming. We just got, well, I guess it was our second snow. We had a snow earlier this year, just a light dusting, and it didn't last only a day. We did get a storm on Saturday. Not the big one, although some of Michigan got hit pretty hard, but we got about 4 inches Saturday. So it's finally nice to have the ground covered and some of the yuck. I like snow, so I'm good with that. And as I go through here, I am looking for mats. Again, most of my rabbits' mats will be on their feet, and I'll just trim those out. I probably won't do that today. I will with her, but I won't do it on camera. So, but that's easy enough to do. You just find the mat and slowly trim around it to get it out. But she actually, I trimmed all of her feet 2 weeks ago when I had her in. So her feet are pretty clean. Actually, they're really clean. So I don't think she has any mats. And that's why it's always good to get the fur off from them on a regular basis, because if you don't, it is gonna mat or it's gonna get dirty or nasty. Doing it this way, I can literally, typically when I comb, I can take what I combed and go straight to my spinning wheel. This is all clean. It's fairly lined up by combing it. I will show you how I card it today, but typically on a normal day when I'm doing it like this and just combing her, I will go straight from here to my wheel with her fiber. I then make my yarn and wash it when I'm all done. I'll rinse it out. But again, I keep rabbit cages fairly clean. Every Monday I clean rabbit cages out, and so my cages are kept clean weekly. They do sometimes have hay and stuff in them, which can get caught up in their fiber. But again, every day I usually, when I feed them every day, I will clean out the hay also. So they usually don't have accumulations in there. The big thing with fiber animals, with Angoras, is your cages are going to get a lot of fur on them. And that becomes the difficult thing to get rid of, especially in the winter. I have, what I use is just it's a grill brush with a edge on it and then a brush on it. I just got it at our hardware store, and I use that. It's a stainless steel bristle grill brush, and I will brush, and that works pretty good on all the fiber and stuff to get it out of the cages. So yeah, makes it pretty simple. You can see all that gorgeous, lovely fiber. So I hope everyone is doing well. It's been interesting. We are in our second kind of sort of lockdown. And it's just really interesting. We are slowly getting ready for Christmas. It's going to be a different year this year. We have 5 grown children. Our youngest is 19 and he still lives here, but between work and friends, he's not here much this year. And so we're really starting to feel the empty nest the last few months here with him so busy. And it's a weird time. So our Christmas with our kids will be after Christmas this year, because not everybody, we have marrieds, and so we balance between their in-laws, and that's fine. We've done that for years. So Christmas Day will just be my husband and I and our youngest son. And I think it was that way last year too. I think it was just the 3 of us for the first time last year. So yeah, it'll be a different year. I am slowly finishing up gifts. I've tried to shop local as much as possible. I did use Amazon just because we are about 30 to 40 minutes away from any larger city, and we have no big box stores or anything around us, which is fine. I'm not going there right now anyway. I'm shopping local. I'm supporting local as much as possible. And then when I can't, I am ordering from Amazon because I just don't enjoy going in the stores this year. And I am blessed. We are blessed to live. We live in a very, very, very small town, and we are blessed with a lot of local shops. I was able to do a pop-up shop through the local art council this year, which got extended, so it ran almost 6 weeks. It just finished this last Sunday, and that was fabulous. We have an old bag factory. We are not where I live, but just down the road from where I live. We are they are the potato capital of the world, I think, or the country. So they were known for potatoes, or they're known for potatoes. And they used to have a huge old industrial, and it's called the bag factory, where they used to produce the bags. I think it was for the potatoes. But this building is beautiful, and they've just finished revamping it recently, and they left a lot of the old character in it. So it's a perfect venue. And so they had 2 floors of vendors of handmade, beautiful stuff. And so I shopped there. We have, within a 10-mile radius, we have probably 4 to 6, and if I go a little bit further, there's probably close to 8 small gift shop type places, clothing places. So we are really blessed to have that, and I have been trying to use that more and more and more this year. It's something that I think we all need to look at and see how much stuff we're buying and how much of it is from another country or not handmade, which is part of the reason why I wanted to do this video, was to show you the time that most artists will put into their work. And this give you an idea. This is just part of it, because of course there's feeding and there's their health. If you have to deal with that, there's feeding, watering every day, checking on them to make sure. Right now we're in winter. I did have a water system set up, which was lovely this summer. I don't know why I didn't do it years ago. I've been raising rabbits for 15 years, and this is the first time I've ever done a automatic water system, and it was fabulous. I did a 5-gallon bucket with PVC pipes running to each cage with a nozzle. It took me a while in my brain to figure out how that was all going to work, but I did get it set up in my little area for my rabbits. And yesterday was the first day, so we're December, 15th yesterday, was the first day that it was frozen. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know if I can use, I'm not sure. I have a chicken heater water base, the metal water bases, and I'm kind of wondering if I could use that, but I don't know. So I just got water bottles back out yesterday and used those. She has a little mat here next to her ear, so I'm just going to carefully, always be real careful, make sure you find the mat, and then go feel for her skin or his skin and just take it right up. So that's how I do that. So I have this much so far. It's quite a bit of just sitting here chatting with you. And she has more on this side, but I'm gonna switch to the other side. So she still has quite a bit on her. So I'm just gonna turn her around here and settle her. And then I'm gonna do the other side and just do the same thing. And she's got a couple more mats. Sometimes you can brush the mats out if you're gentle with this comb, like that one right there. I just gently combed it out and it came right out. Sometimes you have to cut them. Oops. And this one's coming out really easy. It's just next to her little face here. So again, I have 14 rabbits and I try to groom them every 1 to 2 weeks. I am not a show person. I continually repeat that to everyone. I am not a show person. I am strictly a fiber raising animal person, or Angora person. She's got a mat underneath her. I'm gonna cut that out real quick. So some Angora breeders will blow dry, or I don't know if they call it blow dry. I guess it's a blower that they use. And that was a piece of hay underneath her that was caught on her foot. So that just kind of came right out. They blow their rabbits out. And so if you look up Angora rabbit, I'm trying to think of the gal's name. There used to be a gal in California that was famous for her huge puffy Angoras. I think it's Betty Chu or Betty Chow. So if you look up Angora rabbits, you'll be amazed. And if you've never seen an Angora rabbit, look that up, because it's crazy. But what they do is they blow them out, and they let their fiber grow at the same time. So by blowing it out, it gets all the loose pieces blown out. So your rabbit doesn't have issues, doesn't have mats. Another thing with rabbits is they're kind of like cats, so they do clean themselves, lick themselves that way. And if they get too much fiber in their belly, they'll get something called wool block and they will die. So that's another important reason why you need to groom rabbits, or groom Angoras, gently groom Angoras, is that it's good for their health too. You don't want them to get sick from all the fiber and stuff that is left on them. So, but yeah, the show people will blow them out, and part of their showing is this massive coat of fiber. I am strictly a spinner, and I just keep the rabbits for my own spinning and making my own yarn and selling products from it. So I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago. Stephanie from Razzle Dazzle Yarns, Razzle Dazzle Rabbitry and Yarns LLC. I'll have to look that up, but if you look up Razzle Dazzle Rabbitry, I know you're going to find her. She interviewed me a couple weeks ago, and that's on her YouTube channel right now. You can go watch that. That was really fun because we talked about different aspects of breeding and spinning and raising Angora rabbits. And so go give her some love over there on her YouTube channel and watch that if you have any questions. We talked about quite a bit of stuff. So she is pretty much, I'm going to put her down. I'm going to let her play on the floor here, and I'm going to card her fiber. So let me put her down. And I didn't trim her toenails yet, but I will do that. So I have Paradise Fibers. These are the carders I've had right from the beginning. When I first got started in this, I had dog flicker combs, I think they're called, and they look just like this. I used those in the beginning just to save money. These can be an investment, but those work also. What I'll do, and again, typically when I'm just combing the fur off from them and it's like this, I will spin straight from this. So I'll card a little bit and then I'll show you, and I'll have to move the camera for that. So what you do is I am just making a layer across and a layer across. I'm just filling up the carder. And then what I'm going to do is take the other one. Mine are straight. Some of them you see are curved. Mine are straight. And I'm going to do this about 3 times. So I'm going to switch back and forth. And you can see this one run through there. Willow. My border collie thinks she needs to herd everything that isn't tied down. So that's what you're gonna hear over here, is her protecting the rabbit from the other dog. I don't know if any of you have had border collies, but they are crazy animals. I love her to death. She's amazing. But I never knew that dogs had such quirky personalities as she does. She's been a very interesting dog to have. And of course, when we were on the farm and we had alpacas and Angoras, she was wonderful. And kids, she used to herd our kids. That was a new experience when we first got her and she got a little bit older, and I'd watch her and I could not, Willow, no, I could not figure out what she was doing. Well, come to find out, she'd try to keep all the kids in line. It was just hilarious because we always had, you know, with 5 kids and their friends, there was always kids at our house, and Willow just loved that. So I've taken it off, or I've got it back and forth 3 times, and I'm going to take it off. And what I'm going to do, let's see if I can do this with you seeing it, is I'm going to just, whoops, you can roll it tightly. I just kind of loosely undid it. And these are, this isn't, but when you do it properly, these are called a roll egg. And so I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to switch over to my spinning wheel, and I'll show you how I spin this. Okay, I've kind of changed the angle. Hopefully you can see. I have, this is my Ashford Traveler, Willow. This is my Ashford Traveler wheel. This was my first wheel, so I've had her about, 12 years I think now. She's mainly what I spin on. I also have an Ashford Original Kiwi that I spin on. Not as much. I've gotten used to the Traveler, and I like how she spins. She is a double treadle, which means I have 2 pedals. And I'm going to run, I have a bobbin full of white already. I've been working on a lot of white because my daughter-in-law and I are working on a project together. So I'm running it through the orifice here. And Willow, leave the bunny alone. I'm going to take that roll egg, kind of roll egg that we just made, and oops, let me get this set up so it's all going right. And I'm just going to start treadling, and essentially it's like riding a bike. And I get sort of in an angle and just take my leader here and just start spinning. And with the carded Angora, it's very, very consistent. And again, by my control, I can make it not as consistent, but with carded fiber, it's pretty simple to keep a very consistent yarn. You don't want to pedal too fast. You get you'll get it over twisted if you pedal too fast, and you don't really need to. It's just a gentle, consistent motion. And so I may spin, and I can't remember how this is going to come through for you, but I hold the excess fiber in my left hand, and I only let out of my left hand what I want my right hand to work with. And so I am working with my thumb and forefinger here to make my single ply. And maybe that will be a video I do too, is a plying video, how to ply together. Most of my Angora yarn is 2-ply that I work with, or that I make and send out also is 2-ply. And that's real simple. Willow, leave the bunny alone. She is determined that she's going to play with her. And Bunny's just laying there, chillaxing by the tree. So, and that's all it is. And as my bobbin fills up, I have these, they're not pegs, they're little hooks. Some people have pegs on their wheels. I just move this along to make it even across my bobbin. And if it breaks, if it becomes disconnected, all I do is take the edge, put it at an angle, start spinning, and reconnect it. It's as easy as that. And then I will show you real quick. I just want to show you how, this is just the combed fiber, and I'll show you typically what I do, like I said, is if I comb it, I will go straight to my wheel with it. If I cut it, in the summer I cut all my rabbits down because of the heat. So if I cut it, I always card it just to smooth out the edges and make it more consistent, nice yarn or fiber to work with. But with combed yarn, it's already combed through at least a couple times, and so it makes it really easy just to come in here and spin it. And it's as easy as that. Alrighty. Well, I hope, let's see, maybe I can't turn this. There we go. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you don't already subscribe to our channel, please do that. And I will be doing more videos. If you have any video suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. You can find me at tailspinfarm almost anywhere. Our website is www.tailspinfarm.com. Instagram, Facebook, I am tailspinfarm, and I am most active on Instagram right now. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. But I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.